Hey, what's up, guys? Bug Eater 64 JML 79 M9 Aviation, or riboflavin. Think of riboflavin, which is a ingredient in some food. Is that it? Riboflavin? Anyway, riboflavin. Get it right. Thanks for checking the stream out, guys. Appreciate it. It's cold, probably where a lot of you guys are. Cold where I am. Just walked the dog. It froze my ass off. But in any event, thanks for checking out the stream and checking out another VR aviation adventure in X-Plane 11. I'm using X-Plane 11 11.20 VR1, the first preview beta release of X-Plane 11 VR, and I got a little surprise tonight. The folks at AeroSphere Simulation were kind enough to give me this wonderful Piper Seminole plane, which is a new release for them. They've had the Piper Seminole out for a while, but this version has the Laminar G1000 in it. And I'm going to do a VR review of this plane, and then we're going to do a little bit of a flight. We're going to talk about the VR Aviation Group on flights at FSEconomy, which is really cranking. We'll talk a little bit about that, status of that. Some of the things we're talking about, planning. Lots of planning and discussions going on about how we're going to move things along there. I'm going to talk about a plan I have to upgrade my PC. And I've been thinking about this for a while, and it's starting to come to fruition. So I'll be doing a video about that separately too. And talk about the YouTube 10,000 subscriber giveaway, getting closer to that. So those are the things we're going to talk about tonight. It is a pretty aircraft. I love the Seminole. It's a quick 165 knots, and lots of fun to fly, easy to fly, and I think I want to say it's $25. AeroSphere Simulation. Just Google them. Maybe someone could put the link in the chat for me. I'd appreciate it. It's AeroSphere Simulations. Yeah, it's a really nice plane. Love it. So let's get to it now. I'm going to turn this music off here, and I want to get into the review first. Let's just see now. I have done a little bit of testing with it with the Oculus Touch, so we'll talk about what works, what doesn't work. Thankfully, most of the stuff does work, which is good. And yeah, so let's check that out here. So let me get myself into here. I'm going to go through a little bit of a demonstration, and then we can answer some questions, guys. So I can't see chat while I've got the headset on. So, but anyway, let's just take a look around here. So get a little closer there. Ooh, hold on there. Get over there. There you go. There's a Seminole. Twin engine. Not a turbo. But a sleek looking bird for sure. Nice lines on it. And AeroSphere has done a nice job with their design. See, it's very detailed right down to the rivets, and looks really cool. Got the Piper logo right there. Here inside you can see the PFD and the MFD. For some reason I couldn't turn the PFD off when I shut her down, but so I have to report that. There's that little antenna. And again, that's something I would never have seen in fly inside because of the blurriness, but being able to do these walkarounds like this are pretty cool. So let's get inside the plane. And there it is. It's got the gray instrument panel. It's got the PFD, MFD, the Laminar X-Plane 1000 G1000 simulation. Okay. And unfortunately, not able to remove the yokes and stuff yet, but I've been through this thing, and first we'll just check out the switches. All the switches are functional. Every switch, every dial. Well, that one isn't, but I don't think that is on any plane. The throttles, and mixture and prop are all functional. All these switches are functional. The only ones that I found that are not functional are the mags. Can't use those. The mag left, mag right. But everything else you can use. Okay, you can see they light up. And you can see I could just, I could put the pitot heat on. Nav lights on. Okay, and as far as the functions of the MFD, we'll get into that. We'll start the plane up and then we'll get into that. So let me start the plane up here. So I want to get my battery on. And let's see if this works over here. Yep, that seems to work too. Oh, let's see. Can I turn the, well, I could turn the heading, there you go, with the heading on the MFD, which is good, okay? That just works just fine. You get some nice feedback in the touch as you expect you would, okay? What we're going to do here is let me get mixture on, prop on, let's get the fuel pumps on. We'll put it to idle, and then let me start the left engine. Okay. Set parking brake. Set parking brake.
Parking brakes already set.
Okay. Let's start the right engine. Okay, good. This doesn't have a prop sync on it. Okay, we got both engines running now. And get our left. Oops, crap. Left alternator, right alternator, avionics master, the MFD comes up. Let's get our nav lights on, recog on, landing light, strobe, and fin strobe. Okay, so everything's working fine. Okay, and as you can see here, if I want to bring up the flight plan on the PFD, I can easily do that. Okay, I can go flight plan menu if I want to activate a leg. Okay. I can go all these button functions. All these buttons function here. So if I want to change this to CDI, or if I want to bring up nearest airports, or if I want to look at, if I turn the inset off, I can do that. Okay, all these function. Okay, the nav radios function. I could switch between the two. Heading button over here functions. The altitude knob comms, okay, they function. I could switch between the two, and the course and barometer range. Oops, there you go. The range button works fine. Oh, it just kind of got me out of getting a little bit of judder there. Just get that, let that settle down. I wasn't getting any judder before, okay? I think X-Plane is just going through a little bit of funkiness here. Okay. Just going through a little X-Plane funkiness. All right, so on the MFD, we can go to System. And it's nice because it actually has some system information about fuel quantity, temperature, EGT, CHT, TAC, fuel calculations, which is nice. First plane that I've seen this on a G1000. Electrical system, I should say, and your flaps. You can turn that off. You can see right here, it's got the landing gear indication. You can see the 3 green. And when you put your landing gear up, you're going to see those go to black. You can declutter. It's got maps and airway functions if you want those, okay? Topology, traffic, okay? Now, you can bring up your flight plan like that. You can go to menu. We can switch this to delete flight plan. Okay, ooh, that didn't work. Menu. I didn't hit enter. Delete flight plan, come on, come on. Enter, boom, flight plan deleted. Now what I could do is I can, let me just see here, we go back to here. Okay, and let me get my cursor. There's my cursor. And I'm going to scroll down to the flight of the day, which is, where is it? PSF to LaGuardia, hit enter. Okay, There's my flight plan. And you can see here we've got, I'm going to turn those airways off. I don't really need the airways. Okay. Go back. And you can see right here's my magenta line. All right. So we're all set on our flight plan. So you can see it functions very well. From out of the gate, you know, this was designed probably, you know, without really thinking about VR. And the nice thing about it is most of the things function. We could turn the comms off. Oops. Oh, there you go. There's the comm mic. Comm 3, comm 2. Okay. They're a little tricky. Oh, those looks like they need to be tidied up a little bit. Okay, we could turn the mic mute on. All right. Our autopilot's all right here. Okay, we could turn our autopilot on. Okay, flight director off, flight director on. Okay. And so what we're going to actually do here is I'm going to go flight director, and I'm going to go nav, and I'm going to set my altitude. Let's go, let's see, altitude 3,000.
Altitude 3,000 feet.
Okay. Just easier than dialing it down. Takes a while there. Okay. And then I can set, if I want to, I could set my vertical speed. The vertical speed. Okay. I can go up. We'll go up 300. We'll go up 400 feet per minute. And so our autopilot's all ready to go. All we got to do is hit autopilot and we'll be good to go. So as you can see, very nice functionality with the Oculus Touch, aside from maybe a little bit of occlusionist with COM 1, COM 2. Actually, oh, you have to have one selected, COM 1 or COM 2. You can't have them both off. That's what it is. A little bit of the only problem, again, I've seen is the mag switches. They're not functional. Now, I've let the developer know about that, and they're going to take a look at that. Hopefully, that'll get fixed fairly soon. But, you know, it's flyable in VR for sure, and lots of fun to fly. So that's a quick VR overview. Oh, the other thing is you can't open the doors with the touches. That's one thing I did notice too. You can't open the doors with touches. But hopefully Laminar will be coming out with their next release of 11.20, and we'll have mouse function and maybe laser pointer function, something like that. So that'll take care of that. If we have mouse function, then all these issues go away. And it would really benefit Laminar to do that, because as soon as they have the mouse function, every plane's compatible with VR, right? So in any event, that's the quick overview of the AeroSphere Simulations Seminole Piper VR review with the G1000. So now we're going to fly her. And actually, let me go to my inset here. I want to declutter that a little bit. Go back, and let's go to the transponder. Code. Set transponder 1200.
Transponder set to 1200.
Okay, back, and we're going to go altitude. So we're squawking altitude. I'd like to put the flight plan right in there. Back to there so we know where we're going. It's right in front of us, and that's it. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool. 25 bucks, I think it is. $24.95, so very reasonably priced. All right, let's see if you guys have any questions. Any questions about this? 757, thank you for joining, man. I appreciate that. You're watching this at 160p? Well, that's too bad. Welcome to the stream, 175, dude. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, I really do like this aircraft. I'm going to take her for a fly. So, give me 1 second here, guys. You guys are new to the stream. Make sure you hit the follow button and hit the notify button so you find out when I'm streaming, and join us. And let's see. There's something. Oh, I know what I wanted to tell you guys before we go here. So, a couple things. Well, we could do the these things when I'm in the air. So let me get in the air. All right, let me get this puppy in the air. Or first, let me show you. All right, let me show you my flight plan. Let's do that. Let's go to here. Boom. All right, there's a flight. We're going Pittsfield Municipal to LaGuardia via Yeoman, so 102 miles. Okay, I want to make sure I've got enough gas here. I've got 76 gallons. That should be plenty. We're going to fly for VR Aviation. So a lot of questions about how to fly for VR Aviation. Well, first thing you have to do is go to groups, and go to all groups, and scroll. Come on. Scroll way down to the bottom. VR, because it's in alphabetical order. I didn't want to be hokey.
Flight 209er clear
for thanks for the follow.
We have clearance, Clarence. Roger, roger. What's our vector?
M9 Aviation, I appreciate that. M9 Aviation is a member of VR Aviation Group. Let's get down to TUV. Where is it? Come on, here it comes. Did I miss it? There it is. VR Aviation. Okay, so you'll see a join button here. You don't see one there because I'm a member. You'll see a join button here. Just click that join button, and once you're in there, I'll approve you, and you'll be part of the group. So that's how you join. So to fly for VR Aviation. Oh, Control F. That's a good idea too. That's an easier way to do it. So to fly for VR Aviation, all you have to do is set up your flight like I have here. I'm taking 3 passengers from Pittsfield to LaGuardia. And we hit Fly VR Aviation for VR Aviation. And now the 40% of this amount will go to the pilot, and the rest after expenses will go to VR Aviation. Right? And that's how we do it. Pretty simple. All right. So let me get to this, and then we'll go over a few other things. We'll do a group update and a bunch of other stuff because we got a little bit of time in the air here. So, all right, plane is rolling. Let's get our. Give me 1 second here. FSEconomy. Oh. This is interesting. So this is, let me show you this, guys. So I don't have an alias set up for this plane, right? So I have to set up an alias. So what you have to do here is you got to go to, oh, this might be new to some people. So you go to aircraft models, okay? And you can just open the table, and I go scroll down to the Piper. Piper, it's a PA-34 Seneca, right? Oh. Is that what I wanted to do? No, that's not what I wanted to do. Airport. I forgot how to do this. Aircraft models, Piper. Come on, where is it? PA. Seneca. And request aliases. So now there's a bunch of them here. You can do Carinata, blah, 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 blah. I just like to keep it real simple. Oh, no, what am I doing? I'm not a Seneca. I'm a Seminole. I'm a Seminole aircraft models. There we go. Request, there we go. What do we got here? We'll just go Piper Seminole. Keep it real simple, okay? So I just go to here. Now let me get rid of this guy. So we go in here, we just type in. Oh, it's not going to let me do that? Crap. Oh, I can't get to it because I can't get past the pause window. Damn it. All right, here we go. Piper Seminole. Set. Boom. Now we got an alias set. Okay, so now FSEconomy knows that this plane is a Piper Seminole. And you can actually trick the system and use different planes with different aliases. We're not going to get into that now. All right, so that's how you do that. Let me get rid of this guy. Start flight. We started our flight with our assignments and 76 gallons of fuel. So we are good to go. And we're flying for VR Aviation. Yeah, third. I know I had the wrong model. All right, cool. So let's get her up in the air here. And there's my runway right over there. You see where we are on the. This is one nice thing about get rid of the sectional. I can come in here and see exactly where I am. So okay, I see 32. Okay. Here we go. You know what I'm going to do here is I'm going to turn these bloody fuel pumps off. I don't need those. I'll bet you the procedure is, though, you have to have them on when taking off, but I'm just going to turn them off. It's going to be fine.
Approaching runway 32.
Thank you for flight.
Entered runway 32, 2,900 feet remaining.
It's got pretty nice sounds. Actually, I think I'm using XP Realistic for this. All right. So we're going to get up and go, and we're going to turn around. That's okay. You know what I want to do is make sure my map is heads up here. Menu. There we go. I like track up on the map. All right, we're good to go. We're going to make a left-hand turn up here, and seatbelts are buckled. Set our flaps to 1. We got our people on board. Everybody's been briefed, and here we go. Gear up. You see those 3 green, those change right on the MFD there. Flaps up. Oh, we're tweaking out here a little bit. Could be because there's an awful lot of scenery around here. Let's get our autopilot on.
Autopilot on.
As long as it doesn't steer us into that mountain. Yeah, X-Plane is freaking out here, boy. Yeah, I would never do this in real life. This close to a hill like that. Okay, come on, X-Plane. Stop it now. Stop it now. I think I'm in one of those X-Plane 11 VR quagmires, guys, where things just get a little twerky. Just keeps going in and out of the headset here. Let me try something here. I don't know what the hell's going on. It's got super, super low frame rates right now. Which did not happen before, so I'm not sure why that's happening. Go outside and see what happens. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. It's like it's showing me like it's going back and forth into the Steam VR window and stuff. I'm not sure what the hell's going on here. All right, that seems to be better. That seems to be better. I went through some sort of weird twerkiness there. I don't know. In any event, it could be because I'm streaming. I can assure you that I flew this plane for about 40 minutes today and had no problems whatsoever flying it around. Now, I'm flying on medium settings. Visuals are at medium. Textures at medium. Scenery, I think I have at low, actually. Maybe I have scenery at medium, I think. Reflections are minimal, and anti-aliasing is 0. So I think I just went through a little bit of an X-Plane tweak there. So anyway, we're flying. It looks like we're flying along okay here now. And yeah, it's nice to have another plane that has a G1000 and a Laminar G1000, a usable G1000. And I do kind of, you know, first I saw the gray back panel. I was like, oh, that's kind of plain, but it actually looks kind of cool in VR. It makes all the lights, all the lighting on the instrument panel more pronounced, easier to see, you know, more highlighted. So I kind of do like that. But in any event, let's get to a little bit of time here. Let's see, how much time do we have here? We got about 30 minutes. You need an alert feature in VR. What do you mean? Were you trying to? Oh, you guys were trying to talk to me? Well, I'm looking at chat now. Let's see. Woot says, does your cache box in my CS box, in G1000 Flash? Yeah, I did start the flight. You didn't see me, JML, but I did start the flight. I'll show you. Hold on. You couldn't see the X-Plane window, so you can see I'm en route. So yeah, we started the flight. We're good to go. Does the CAS box in the G1000 Flash? I'm not sure. Not sure. Let's get to the updates here. So the VR Aviation Group. Get my glasses on here. All right. So let's look at the bank first. Do a quick cash transfer. This is actually my money's on the top. Bottom money is VR Aviation. We're at $341,000. Not bad. Monthly statement. You can see we've got $850,000 in assignment income. Our net's been $280. This is what the numbers that the winner of the contest is going to get paid off of. So 20% of this is going to go to the person that has the highest amount of assignment income for the month of January. Now, I'm going to change this next month. I think I'm going to put more people in it, like top 3 people, and we'll break the percentage down so more people have a chance to win it. I think that would be better. So in any event, that's what's happened on the financial side. And I did purchase 3, let me see, go to here. I did purchase 4 gates, or not purchase, I rented 4 gates at Trenton, okay, and basically you're set up to have flights back and forth from these airports. This might be too many. I might shrink this down. We shall see. So we go to Trenton, you see we've got 1 Beer Fest tourist there, and if we look at Simons to the airport, we've got 2 cryptocurrency moguls and 1 VR pilot. I don't know why we're not generating more. Okay, I don't know why we're not generating more assignments. Maybe that'll come, but I was hoping that like we'd get like 3 assignments in Atlantic City, 3 assignments at each airport. You know, like 5 or 6 assignments here. We've got 4 gates, for crying out loud. I'm not sure why more assignments aren't being generated. Maybe that'll happen over time. I'm not sure. JML, maybe you have an answer to that. But I'm kind of surprised after a day that we've only had a few assignments. Actually, I screwed up and I put the configuration wrong, and I ended up with 9 passengers on 1 assignment, which I actually flew. I brought a Quest Kodiak here, and I flew it to flew that assignment to a small plane airport in New Jersey. So, in any event, so that's the first step at our hub in the Northeast, and we've been talking about you know, how we're going to expand, and RML Flight Services, I think it's Flight Services, has offered to merge their group with ours, which would give us a presence in the I think it's Montana area. So that would be really cool to have and get us off the ground running. And then, and we talked about this today on Discord a little bit. We were chatting about this. You know, to kind of take it slow. Don't spread the group too thin. Don't try to do too much. See what works. See what doesn't work. You know, take it from there. Like I actually sent a note to the guy who owns this FBO at Trenton Mercer to see if we could buy this as our hub in the Northeast, and you know, kind of work from there. And just, you know, once we get that done, then maybe we'll look at something in the UK. We kind of talked about this before. But in any event, that's what's going on with, and if you take a look at the log here, lots of great flights. I mean, look at this today, a full page of flights, man. I think we're up to almost 30 members, and people are flying all over the place. Aerosmith is like, I think he's leading the pack. He's got like, you know, almost $70,000, and I think in money. Red Harley Boy, he's doing really well too. Rift Flyer, M9 Air, Crash at Distal, all these guys are flying great stuff, and I really do appreciate it. N73DX, great for the group. We're making some good cash here, and it'll just help to expand the group and hopefully make it fun for everybody. That's what it's all about. So if you've got friends that are into FSE, or you're on social media or someplace, spread the word about our group. The more people we get in here flying, the faster we're going to grow, and you know, hopefully take it from there. Yeah, RML officially owns. You officially own KBTM as of today. Great. So your hub has grown. That's awesome. That's excellent. So that would be awesome, David. We would be able to have a hub right there, and you know, people could fly out there and build a network out there. That's really cool. So now make sure you guys check out the Discord server. It's on my Bambino Games Discord server. Just type in. Let me see if I can do it here. So, I think I have a chat thing set up. Yep, there it is. Hit that link and sign up for Discord. We're in there all the time. There's a channel in there specifically for the VR Aviation FSE group. We're in there chatting about it all the time, so make sure you check that out. And you know, it's a great place to be. So, in any event, that's what's going on with the group. And let's see, I'm not sure if there's anything else to talk about there. The other thing I wanted to talk about though was the Reddit group, VR Aviators Reddit group. We're growing there too. We got 58 readers now. Starting to put some content in there. Put a nice banner on there. I'll probably mess with the or make it a little bit prettier as we go along here. But it's a great place for threaded discussion. And if you're into VR and aviation, which I know a lot of you guys are, make sure you check that out. It's called VR Aviators r/VR Aviators on Reddit. So make sure you check that out. All right. Cool. Let's see what else. Let me just set back here. Yeah, we got a bad case of the judders tonight. Yeah, nice map, and that's what I think. I think it's good because it's scenic. You know, I think people want scenic places to fly, and that's and that area is a nice scenic place to fly. So we're gonna work out getting together with those guys and start to build things out. So it should be pretty cool. All right. So the other thing I wanted to talk about was I'm planning a upgrade on my PC. Right now I've got an i7-6700 and Z170 chipset. I want to go to an 8700K and a 370 chipset. I'm going to do a small series on the YouTube channel on this justification and why I'm doing it and what it's going to cost and what the net is. And then I'm going to do another video on actually doing the upgrade to help people out on how to do a motherboard CPU upgrade. And everything I've read says it's pretty easy with Windows 10. Basically, you change out the hardware. You know, I'm simplifying it here, but you know, you change out the motherboard and the CPU. You connect everything up, including the boot drive, which is an M.2. You turn on the machine, and everything should come up. So I'm hoping it is that easy. I'm doing my due diligence to make sure I know what I'm getting into, and you know, I'm looking forward to definitely doing that. Main reason is because I use my PC for X-Plane and streaming, and at the same time, and something like this where you're starting to see this judder and stuff like that. Hopefully, I'll be able to eliminate that if I've got a CPU that's 40 to 50% faster than the one I have now. And when I look at it, the outlay is about $580 to get the new gear. And after I sell my old CPU and motherboard on eBay, the total net cost to upgrade is going to be about $280. So it's not too bad to basically bring my PC up into the present. You know, I built this thing about 18 months ago. So at the time, 6700 was the hot chip. And now things have changed. I'm going to go from 4 cores to 6 cores, and you know, hopefully that'll help things out. So that's the plan. So look for a series on YouTube about that, and looking forward to get that done. You'll have to get a new Windows 10 license to reactivate Windows or call Microsoft if your current version is a retail one. Yeah, I've heard that too. So it is a retail. It's home. I bought it from Newegg. I remember them saying that the license is tied to the computer. So I guess I'll have to suss that out and make sure that I know what I'm doing there, right? Because I don't want to have the thing boot up and say unable to activate Windows. It really sucks that if I have to spend another $100 to get another license just because I'm upgrading a motherboard and a CPU. To me that's ridiculous. But yeah, I've read that someplace else. So if I purchased this version of okay, you use the $15 OEM licenses. So I paid full price, $100. I bought it from Newegg. So you're saying that I'll have to call Microsoft and have them reactivate the license. Okay, cool. I guess I'll be able to find the number to do that. Is it on Google, I guess? Oh, I see. It'll run non-activated. I got you. So to reactivate. Gotcha. Okay. All right, I'll figure it out. Thanks, guys. I figured that something like that was going to happen. But what I love about it is that everything should just basically come up to speed. I mean, I may have to flash the BIOS if the motherboard isn't up to current BIOS. But besides that, everything should be fine. There's a help button. Okay, and open a chat. All right, cool. Take like 2 minutes. Awesome. What I'm looking forward to is like maybe overclocking this CPU a little bit to give it a little bit of extra boost, and you know, hopefully that'll make things a lot better for streaming. Motherboard's tied to the license. Okay, but you can call them and tell them you upgraded, and they should give you an activation code. All right, cool. That's exactly what I thought, and I'll make sure I do that. All right. Yeah, so I'm probably going to do that within the next couple of weeks. Really excited to kind of get it done, and you know, it's going to give me an ass-kicking VR machine too, right? Got the 1080 Ti coupled with the 8700K, 32 gig of RAM. It'll be a cranking machine, right? And I also pick up like I think I pick up like 4 more, double the USB ports too, which is really good because Lord knows you can't have enough USB ports. So looking forward to that. See if we can get a side view of this beauty. Isn't that a pretty plane? Yeah, I built this one in about 18 months ago, and like I said at the time, the 270 chipset I don't think was even out yet when I built it. So now, you know, I figured let's go to 370. You can't overclock it too much. 4.8 to 5. Yeah, I'll probably go for like 4.8. I don't think I want to go more than that. I don't have. It's not. I don't have a water cooler. I've got like a, you know, Arctic. What is it? Arctic. I forget which one I have, but I have a pretty nice cooler. So, but it's not a water cooler. It's an air fanned, radiated cooler, if you will. I mean, we'll see how it runs. You know, we'll see about the overclocking. It may be fine just the way it is, or I just may tweak it up a little bit. We shall see. So I wanted to talk too a little bit about my current configuration in X-Plane, and you know, because it's kind of been bantied about how things are configured, and you know, a lot of people have there's been a lot of conversations about this on the VR Aviators group on Facebook, and I'm sure there will be as time goes by. What I kind of settled on was I don't use any of the Steam VR reprojection stuff or anti-aliasing or any of that. Okay, that's all set to 0 or super sampling. Anything I do on the VR side is done with Oculus tools, and I just think that makes sense because those tools were developed for Oculus, and I just think that makes sense. So I'm using the Oculus tool tray. I'm running at 1.8 super sampling, and I've got a 1080 Ti, so I can do it at 1.8. I don't recommend everybody do that. Depends on your graphics card. I've got auto. I got ASW at auto. Okay. And that's pretty much it on the Rift side. On the X-Plane side, I've got the 3J FPS plugin, okay? And I used a wizard for that. What that does is it allows you to reduce the amount of scenery depending on where you are and how far you are. And I used the wizard to move that towards the scale of higher FPS. and I've generally run my settings around medium. Sometimes in some planes like the SR20 and the Cessna 172, they allow me to go up to sometimes high settings, but I generally run around medium settings because that pretty much handles everything. And what I do is I definitely minimize the X-plane screen, okay? And this gets a little bit confusing for people, so I want to show you which one I mean. I mean this one. This is the screen that I minimize. Okay, you guys can see that there. Because that screen's not being updated. It frees up cycles, and I found that actually does help performance, right? So that's pretty much how I have things configured. I've gone back and forth about setting the Oculus home screen to administrator and then not even opening it, I really haven't noticed much of a difference either way with that. But I do think that 3J FPS script does make a difference. It does make a difference. It does help frame rate. And I was kind of against using it at first, but I really think that it makes a difference. And yours, both the Oculus Mirror and X-Plane, it seems... Oh, yeah, I minimize Oculus Mirror, too. Now, I don't always use Oculus Mirror. Like, if I'm not streaming, I don't even have Oculus Mirror open. There's no reason to. I only have that open when I'm streaming. Because, you know, why waste the cycles? When you're flying, you're in a headset, so you really don't need to see anything. The only reason why I'd ever have the X-Plane window open is because... I want to click on it to use the mouse so I can zoom in and see an airfield. But other than that, I really have there's no need to keep it open. So all those things do well to help minimize things, to help, you know, reduce the strain and help the cores focus more on X-Plane. Anyone tried cloud texture reduction, whether it makes my... Okay. Shoot flames and cry. Yeah. If you're talking about VR, JML, clouds and VR just do not mix right now in X-Plane. I don't, as you can see, I have no clouds on. I've tried them. Sometimes you can get away with like really, really wispy clouds up top. You can use that 3J FPS script to change how clouds are drawn, but I just leave them off because, you know, it would be really nice to have them, but it's not worth experiencing the bouts of judder to, you know, have them there. So in any event, that's how I have things configured, and I've had it configured this way for about at least over a week now, and I really haven't tweaked anything at all. You know, I'm always tempted to like go into the NVIDIA control panel and tweak things. Like someone was talking about, I forget what setting was. There's a VR setting for how it draws frames or something. And I was tempted to change that, and then someone said in the Discord chat, you know, that poster reading's 3 years old. And I was like, yeah, you're right. It's probably not a good idea. So, yeah, I'm not really going to fiddle with things now. When the next release of 11.20 comes out, which I think people are saying, you know, don't quote me on this, but I think they're saying like maybe tomorrow. We may have to do some more tweaking. We shall see. But hopefully, maybe they have optimized things a little bit, and maybe they've given us some better ways to manipulate things in the cockpit. But so we shall see. Maybe the settings will change after that. It's a work in progress. You know, we're in the preview beta stage of X-Plane 11 VR, and we have to treat it that way. So, in any event, I just wanted to give a quick update of how I have things configured. I totally agree, Robo. Yeah, VR and weather in VR is, to me, unusable until Vulkan. You know, Vulkan, once you've got the full power of your GPU working, then I'm sure it'll be much better. But right now, because you've got that bottleneck, I mean, at any one time I've done tests, I've never seen the 1080 Ti go over 40%. Never. Even at like high settings, it never goes over 40%. So until you break through that barrier and you're able to use the full functionality of the GPU, I would not expect to see good use of weather in VR for sure. But I hope they do, because I really would like to fly with real weather. It'd be nice. So JML, you have a 970, so I'm assuming that you don't have you're not using VR, right? You're using 2D, which is fine. I'm just asking, because I had a 970 at one point, and I don't think I ever tried VR on it. I think I would. Yeah. Oh, you're using VR with a 970. Okay. Wow. Wow. Okay. That's I'm sure that's a challenge. I remember, I think my first VR GPU was a 1070. And I never had any problems with that, but I never really ran X-Plane with a 1070. I don't think I did. I think I had a 10. No, yeah, I did. I ran X-Plane with a 1070 for a while. That's right. And then I bought a 1080 Ti, but in any event, yeah, I'm sure it's probably a challenge with X-Plane. Other games and stuff probably okay, but it's probably a challenge with X-Plane. Just because you don't have the VRAM, you know, and it's a slower chipset. Oh, HDR, FSX, okay, 1.2 and object. Wow, okay, that's pretty cool, man. With HDR mesh. Wow, that's great. Which CPU are you using? I'm curious. Getting kind of close to our destination here, so. Okay, using i5 8600K. Okay, so you've got a pretty powerful CPU there, and so with X-Plane, you know, it's all about the CPU, so that kind of makes sense. Cool. Well, I'm glad to hear that. That's good.
Destination ATIS is 125.95.
You should, if you yeah, I'm sorry, you mentioned that you upgraded from the 920. You know, if you have a moment, you may want to just put a post on the Reddit page, the Reddit subgroup, about your configuration, you know, for those with a 970 kind of thing, because it might help some people that are you know, that are struggling with that. So you might want to check that out. Yeah, single core use. Yeah, exactly. It's just the connection between the CPU, GPU, and X-Plane is with using OpenGL. Yeah, I think JML's on the Discord. But yeah, it might be cool if you posted that in the oh, you're using a Vive. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense too. All right, cool. Well, guys, I'm gonna have to get away from chat here and get into the plane, so I can land this puppy. Okay, we are 5 miles from our turn. I like that little side MFD, although it is kind of redundant, or PFD, I should say. It is kind of redundant. You can read it in VR. Obviously, it's not as large a print as the others, but you can kind of squint read it in VR. And I guess it's kind of cool to have as a backup. $176 knots. That's pretty fast for this little plane, you know. You know, I should mention too that I was able to get the Kodiak working pretty well today, flying around this northeast area on medium settings, which And I found that when I minimized the X-plane window, things got a lot better with that plane. I mean, it was still a little bit juddery, kind of a little worse than this. It was still a little juddery, but you know, it flew pretty well. You know, those who are wondering too, I get a lot of questions in the comments about, you know, why are things so juddery? And a lot of that has to do with the fact that I'm streaming, right? Because I have got that stream going on. All right, I got to get down here, so let me go to altitude 2000.
Altitude 2000 feet.
And we're going to go vertical speed. We're going to go down.
Caution, TFR ahead.
Got 9 miles. Start to slow the plane down. Always recognize that horseshoe beach there. I'm not sure. It must be a beach club or something. Yeah, I swear to you guys, when I was not streaming, this plane was flying smooth as silk. Absolutely smooth as silk. So this judder has to do with the streaming. This plane is a little touchy. I mean, very small movements of the yoke to control the plane. Now that could probably be corrected in the settings, sensitivity settings. I know with the new version of X-Plane, you now have profiles that you can set up, so you could probably correct that. I just have not gotten into that yet, those profiles. Kind of getting down in a hurry here. I'll use the plane to slow the angle of the plane to slow the plane down a little bit. Get our... Oh, that's interesting. That's the plane telling me to check the gear. Gear going down. I like that check gear. That's cool.
$500.
Thank you. Like I said, it is a little touchy with the controls. Now, after I land this, I want to, excuse me, take it over to Trenton, because that's where I was flying it before. I just want to see how it flies over there. Let's get that speed down a little bit. Trim up. We got 3 green. Should have checked that a little earlier. And there we go. See, now it seems fine. I don't know. I think it's just X-Plane freaking out because of me streaming. Yeah, we're going to go over there. Hopefully we'll go over there to GA. Or if there is a GA here, I don't know. Well, we would have ground telling us where to go, but for all intents and purpose, we're at a non-towered airport here. Whoa! Whoa! Hey, come on, buddy. All right, let's park her right here. All right. Set parking brake. Set parking brake.
Parking brakes set.
Okay, so let's shut her down now. So we're gonna go boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. And engine should be off. And like I said, for some reason, I cannot turn off the PFD. So I'll have to talk to the developer about that. But I'm sure they'll get that fixed. Anyway, let me get over to FSEconomy. Give me 1 second here, guys. All right, so let's go my flight. Boom. Oh, we got to end the flight. So let me go to make sure we end the flight. So at the end of flight, we go in the X-plane window. Kill this, and we go to plugins, FSEconomy, finish flight. Flight is finished. Okay. And we go to the log. Here's my flight here, and we bring that up here. So we made 1,096 for VR Aviation and 1,017 for Bambino. So not bad. Pretty cheap to rent. And the way it works is all the costs are deducted. Well, the pilot is paid 40% of the gross, and then all the costs are deducted out of the group, and then the group gets the net. So that's how that works. So we go to our banking. Oh, it looks like somebody else was flying here. Let me just check the logs here. And that would be N73DX. Couple of flights. And Robo. Well, Robo lost a little money. Come on, Robo. Can't lose money. I'm just kidding. In any event. So, yeah, so that's that. So now I'm going to, what I want to do here is, let me get this off the screen. I want to go to, we go to bring this up here, and I'm going to go flight configuration. So we're back in VR now. Let me get this screen out of here. And I want to bring this plane over to where I was testing it, which was Trenton. I just want to see. I was the GA. Where was I? Here. I think I was here. Let's go here. Just take a few minutes to load that up. Well, that's loading. I'll catch up with chat. Oh, okay. You need a fuel pit stop. That's cool. I'm just kidding. I don't care. It's fine. You guys are doing a hell of a job, man. I'm just busting chops. All right, let's see how we do. I want to see how we go with at not Princeton, at Trenton. Just watch the frames here. Yeah, this all has to do with the streaming. So I'm gonna kill. I want to try something here, guys. I'm gonna kill the air server. See if that helps. That didn't help. I don't know what's going on here. Just look. I'm gonna look at my task manager, guys. Give me a second here. All right, CPU's running at 53. GPU's running at 34. For some reason, this plane, which was running beautifully before, is running shittily now. So I'm gonna actually quit. I'm gonna quit here. And let me just see here. I'm going to load this up again. Hey, Sapper, thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate it. I do. I really do. We talk to you soon. Yeah, this is what's funny. Like, a lot of people have said sometimes it'll run smooth as silk, and sometimes it'll run like a, like you're in a washing machine, and there's no explanation for it. There's no explanation for it. All right, so let me go to get my thing on, new flight. We're going to go with that guy. We're going to go Trenton Mercer. And let's see how it is now. That's one of the problems with, that's one of the challenges with VR. There's so much testing and stuff that goes on that you're always tinkering here and there. And I mean, that's kind of the fun thing about it, I guess. But by the same token, there's a lot of times when you could just be flying. All right, let me just go to turn this guy off and turn this guy on. So we don't need the map right now. While this is loading up. But guys, if you're in the stream, if you haven't hit that follow button, please hit the follow button and the notify button, and you'll find out when I'm streaming. We're always talking about X-Plane VR, X-Plane 11. We're talking about FSEconomy and things of that ilk. Also stream some Aerofly FS2 from time to time. I'm going to probably start getting into DCS too, time allots, but because I'm really interested, especially in the new release. VR and 2.5 release is supposed to be amazing, everything that I've read, so kind of looking forward to that. Now let's see where our frame rates are now. Yeah, they're still low. Nope, now they're 37, okay? Same exact spot. Same exact spot. Now coming up to 45. Let me show you guys. The same exact spot. Now it's down to 20. 21. I'm okay in the 22, 23. Usually you're okay there. Before it was down in the 14s and 15s. And you've had a little luck when reloading the airplane from the developer menu when it starts to run crappy. Yeah, okay. I think there's some sort of memory, I don't want to say memory creep issue, but I think there's some sort of issue with that. Because right now, I mean, it's much better than it was, but it's not as good as it was. Like I said before, stream, but I was getting, you know, it's definitely higher than it was before I just restarted. And then that shouldn't be, right? Let's just take off here and do a little bit of flight. Now, I just minimized the X-plane window, and that seems to calm things down a little bit. Now we seem to be running okay. Trenton's a cool airport, man. It's got some nice autogen around it. That's why I kind of picked it. I like the way it looks, and it's nice, right in the middle of Philly and New York. Very smooth. So I bet you if I rebooted the computer, it would be super smooth. So that's what I'm saying. There's some things about 11.20 that still need to be worked out. Again, it's a preview beta, so we have to understand that. It's not always the plane, is what I've learned. It's not always the plane. You know? When things start to run crappy, you know, like before stream, I reboot everything. Doesn't hurt, right? But if things start like this is running nice and smooth now, look at that. This is exactly how it was running before when I was testing things. So hopefully if you're watching this on the repeat, you stay to the end here and you realize that it's not always the plane. Sometimes it's X-plane. All right. Airleak would act differently, I think, but I have no idea what their code works. Yeah. It's hard to really speculate, you know, as I go crazy into crashing the plane here. Let me set my heading bug here. And we'll go heading, altitude. We'll just hold that point so I can catch up on chat here. Yeah, I mean, I suspect that. I'm not a designer, so I don't know. Yeah, I agree with you. People overuse the memory leak term, but it has something to do with. I mean, look at that. We're running smooth as silk now, right? It's smooth as silk. So it has something to do with. There's some issue with, you know, resetting X-plane. The system runs better, and if that's the case, that means they've got a problem. I've seen that too, where it gobbled up. I read somewhere one person had a 32 gig of RAM eaten up, where he got a message that said he ran out of RAM. It could be a myriad of things. Again, it's a preview beta, so we don't really know. You know, we're dealing with something so new here that you know, it's hard to say. But in any event, you know, I'm confident that these guys are going to work it out, and hopefully, you know, address the issues. So. Yeah, addressing issue. I just said address the issues. You wrote that's pretty funny. But yeah, so anyway, the lesson is when in doubt, when things start to get like ridiculously juddery on a plane that normally runs really well, reboot. Reboot. Yeah, I forgot the gear. You're right. I just put it up. It's because I was yapping. Yeah, I like to have my gear in the wind. I like to waggle my gear in the wind. Watch out, I might get demonetized on YouTube for that. Oh, you shouldn't even say demonetized, because they'll demonetize you on YouTube for saying the word demonetized. It's so ridiculous now. YouTube changed their rules again. So you have to have at least 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of viewing on your videos to be considered for a partner, which is really, that's not easy to do. It takes a long time to get 1,000 subscribers. You know, YouTube has basically gone from the help the little guy company to now all they care about is Jimmy Kimmel Live and corporate America. It's a shame. It really is a shame, because when I started in YouTube, like, you know, 8 or 9 years ago, at least that, it was wide open, and now it's really tough for new content creators to get a jump on things. I mean, I'm happy and very appreciative of the 9,800 and some odd people that have subscribed to my YouTube channel, but it's really difficult for people. Anyway, I think that's just gonna about do it for me, guys. I do appreciate you joining the stream and hanging out. Make sure you check out the Discord. It's Bambino Games on Discord, and easy to find. Check out the YouTube channel, Bambino Games on YouTube. You can hit the like button and subscribe on Bambino Games, and on Twitch, Bambino VR. Make sure you hit that follow button and that notify, and you'll get the notification of when I'm streaming. And I really appreciate all the comments and the support, and thanks for your help with the guidance on Windows 10 when I'm doing my upgrade. That made me feel better about what I'm about to do here, and look forward to talking more about that. So in any event, guys, I'm going to say good night, and I appreciate you guys checking out the stream, and take care, guys. Have a good evening.